The next thing I'd like to talk about with you is this principle that's a part of the law of desire, and that is what I desire, I personally create. Now, of course, this applies just as much to your desires that are disharmonious with love as it does to the desires that are harmonious with love. Does that make sense? Because what you desire that's disharmonious with love, you will also create. So, for example, if I desire to control and manipulate you, and that's a real desire within me, then I will finish up creating that. In other words, what will happen is the people who will be attracted to me are people who desire to be controlled and manipulated. And I'll be perfectly happy with the situation, and so will they, in many cases. If I desire, in a pure manner, in a loving manner and based on truth, then whatever that desire is will be created. And then people say, well, you know, I desire lots of money. How come I haven't got that? Because what I desire, I create. Can you see? It's like a feedback system for you as well. You say you want plenty of money, but what you desire, you create. So if you really did desire plenty of money, then you would have already created it. Can you see that? Let's look at that issue, which is part of the law of abundance, which is a different law, but let's look at how it works. If I make the statement, what I desire, I create, and let's just put in what I truly desire. Is that the right way of spelling it? Good. Relief. What I truly desire, I create. So remember that desire is not something that you can manufacture in your mind. Desire has to be a pure thing coming from your soul. And when I say a pure thing, it doesn't have to be based on harmony with truth or disharmony. It can be either. It can be harmony with truth, harmony with love, disharmony with love. It doesn't matter whether it's harmonious with love or truth. What matters is it a real feeling you have? Is it a real desire that you have? And if it's a real desire, what you truly desire at the soul level, so let's put that in the brackets, is what you create. So, if right now I am not creating enough money for me to live on, but I'm doing what I feel is everything harmonious with love and truth, then I mustn't really desire money. What might be some of the reasons why I might not desire it? Well, I might have a belief that money is control and I don't want to control people. Can you see that belief will be actually affecting my desire? Can you see that? I might have a thing of money is power and I don't want to have power, and so therefore I will reject money. I might have a belief that money is evil. Now, this is a very big Christian belief, right? Money is evil. Do you know the Bible actually says the love of money is the source of all evil? It doesn't actually say that money is evil. But anyway, most people miss out the love bit and turn it into just the money being evil, of course. Now, can you see that if I have those belief systems that are a part of my soul, so they are what's truly in my soul, what am I going to create? I'm going to create a lot of lack of money in my life. Can you see that? So you can actually find out through this law of desire what your true desires actually are by seeing the results of them in your life. So, if we say, then, this is where there's another law called the law of cause and effect that I haven't talked about much with you, but let's say, here is the general principle. What I desire, I create. So you could say then, the creation is the effect of my desire, couldn't you? So if what I desire I create, then if I look at my creations and I'm unhappy with them, I need to have a look at how my desires are affecting these creations, my real desires. Does that make sense? So we can use examples in a lot of areas of life with this, with regard to our desires and passions. You see, a lot of times we say we have a pure desire for something, but our desire is actually very, very different to what we believe it to be. For example, many people enter a relationship in order to be loved. And what they do is they find a person who is willing to love them, and then they shower them with all of their love. Does that make sense? Now, obviously, this relationship may or may not be a soulmate relationship, but most people think it is one. Right? But the truth is, what's creating it is this desire to be loved, and that's going to create a situation where I'm loved in the manner in which I want to be loved, which is not actually, in most cases, real love anyway. So that's going to be my creation. I'm going to feel quite happy about it until the guy goes off and cheats on me. And then I'll realise that I wasn't as loved as I thought I should be. And then I go and get rid of him and find another guy who will give me the love that I want. Or another girl, just replace the gender. Now, in each case, what I'm not understanding is what I truly desired I created. Firstly, I created a relationship which was all about me being loved. I also created his infidelity through my actions. And when I say created, obviously he had a part of that. But I created the attraction of a person who was going to be unfaithful to me. Does that make sense? In most cases, this is what's going on. And then on top of that, I then had another creation, which was to expel him out of my life and go and get another guy who would love me the way I wanted. And in all of those things, I am still creating what I truly desired. So if I change my desire, I will change my creations. You see, most of us don't want to do that. Because most of us have a feeling that we don't want to bring our desires into harmony with divine love or into harmony with truth. And so what we want to do is hold on to our distorted desire because we want to feel that that's the real thing we want. And we don't want to change those distorted desires to suit what God designed us to have. And so what we finish up then doing is creating a whole heap of things which, as per our previous equation, caused us pain. And if I'm honest with myself and say to myself, all right, what I desire, I create, then obviously if I'm creating things that cause me pain or cause other people pain, my desires are out of harmony with love and truth. And it's quite simple, I can feel that. The opposite also is the truth, and that is, if I have a desire that's harmonious with love and truth, I am always going to create things that are going to bring me joy. So the result's going to be joy under those circumstances. Now that means then that you have complete control over the joy you experience, not using the New Age methods of changing your mind, but rather by actually bringing your desires into harmony with truth and love. That's how you create joys in your life. So if I'm in a state where I'm not feeling very joyous in my life, I need to start examining my desires and start looking at the desires that are not harmonious with love and the desires that are harmonious with love and all the reasons why I don't want to act upon my desires. Because if I act upon my desires, I will always create something, and if that thing I created brings me joy, then it was obvious that it must be harmonious with truth and love in that particular moment. And that's the thing that I need to understand with regard to desire. Desire is so important in every aspect of your life. Even in your relationship with God is based upon it, as we've seen just in our previous part of our discussion. And if you look at it, your relationship with your partner is also totally dependent upon desire.